Okay, good morning, Advantage members. It's Friday, January 14th, 8 a.m. my time. We got prices of Bitcoin at 42,124. Quite a disappointing move, I'll be honest with you, because what we've effectively now signaled in the market is that the range that we were being capped by multiple times broke out, retested, broke out above, and then basically collapsed back down into the range. Really, really not a good sign. Okay. This can change, obviously. You might do something like this and then, start your way up. But generally, when you have trend line breaches like this, like you're seeing right now, and then on top of that, the range that we were previously being capped by, we broke out of it and we now come back down. Generally, this is not a good sign from the market. The market is really telling you that, hey, you better not touch me, because in terms of long positioning, I'm probably going to have, momentum to the downside. That's what the market is really signaling to you. And so as of right now, I'm kind of asking myself, okay, if BTC keeps signaling to us that it is not able to even break out above range, what do I do? Right? What do I do with my positioning? What do I do with my bias? Well, you guys know very well in the 5K count, right? We have a couple of positions on, okay? As the US morning session, the New York session opens, I want to see exactly what the traders will bring to the table. More often than not, what we've seen as of late is sometimes the US session has the power to kind of just turn this thing around. And then maybe we don't have to worry about it. But the fact that this kind of happened overnight, right, is still concerning to me. More concerning to me is this right here. This is S&P 500 futures contract. Look at that big red candle. This is the NASDAQ futures contract. Look at that big red candle. Look at Microsoft, pre-market down on the day. Look at Tesla and Amazon, down on the day already in pre-market. Something is not right, okay? Something is not right in the market, and we are not able to figure it out. So as New York session opens, I want to be cautious of the market, because we do have some spot positions open. We have some long positions open. Obviously, we have tight stops, and even if we get stopped, it's not really the end of the world. But this concerns me. I'll be completely honest. This is very concerning. One of our members posted this update from Weston Nakamura. I've actually spoken to this guy on Real Vision, and he's a derivatives trader. He's traded in the US, he's traded in Asia as well. And then the one thing that we actually spoke about, this was last year, I think, was the correlation of Bitcoin and traditional assets like US equities, right? And so you could obviously see, even, I don't know, right now, okay, this is the BTC JPY pair. Doesn't matter, even if it's BTC USD or BTC Europe, it's basically correlated with the stocks. Okay, so this is just a semiconductor index. Same thing with the stocks correlated with NASDAQ futures as well as ES, the S&P 500 futures. Okay, so the fact of the matter is that as of right now, markets themselves, remember, when they are going down, generally correlations tend to fall 1-to-1, meaning as markets start to break down, especially due to macro news, due to heavy selling or larger de-risking, almost everything starts becoming correlated 1-to-1. All right. So I'm looking at the market and I'm asking myself, okay, we put in the lows here 4 days back at the beginning of the week. We rose up, went all the way to 47.50, and now we're back again pretty much at the lows. That's not a good sign. And in fact, if you look at Microsoft, it's actually now hit a lower low in pre-market, right? Amazon has not hit a lower low yet, but Microsoft is a much more well-capitalized company than Amazon is. So again, when you have really great companies like Microsoft, and let me see Google real quick. I need to see Google. And I'm sorry I'm talking about the traditional market a lot right now, but this is very, very important for us to know. Okay, so even Google, I mean, it's already trading down, right? Pre-market. So that means the market overall is signaling to you that, hey, pre-market, you know, we're screwed. Like something is happening behind the scenes and sellers are selling. And this is the clear indication that there is a sort of larger de-risking event probably happening within crypto that we're just not aware of. Now, the question is that with what's happening in stocks and what's happening with BTC, does that matter for strong trending assets like One Harmony, which is one of the trades that we're in? Does that matter for FTM, right? The other trade that we're in. And does that matter for, say, Atom or where is it? Near? Where's Near? Right? Does it matter for these four? Because these four have been the strongest trading structures. So really the question is, you know, what do we do in situations like this? I think there is an opportunity to obviously stay long. All right. You could stay long and you could say, okay, you know what? I'm going to stay with these four because the price continues to go up. And I don't care what BTC does. I don't care what the stock market does. I'm just going to hang on to those positions. That's one way to go about it. And honestly, I can't blame you, right? Because if those assets are continuously trending up, I don't see any reason why even a sharp drop in BTC now is going to bring those assets down much, much further. Maybe it pulls them down like 10, 15%, but they're already trending up better than the rest of the market. So if you got in, you know, 20, 30% lower, right? It doesn't matter if you get a pullback of 10, 15%, right? You're still in profit. But if I've seen one thing in crypto is that when BTC starts to become correlated with the stock market and the stock market itself is signaling to you that, hey, we keep going down, you know, we're breaking key levels of support. And when BTC starts doing the same, more often than not, almost 95% of crypto assets, altcoins that is, start following that trend sooner or later. And that to me is the most concerning part. Now, concerning to a certain degree, which is that we've done our research in things like FTM, in One Token, right? In Atom as well. These are very good projects, very good blockchains, and they have a lot of user utility growth, a lot of TVL, and especially One Harmony, right? You guys know very well. We did a video on One Harmony a little while back, signaling to Advantage members that there is some amazing yield farming strategies that are coming up. Okay, let me see where I posted it. And if you followed this, right, by now, I mean, you would have gotten insane yield for just parking your money passively. And at the same time, this was posted on January 4th, right? And now it's 10 days later. The token price of One Harmony has also increased by, let me see how much. Where was the 4th of January? 4th. Wait, no, 4th, right there. So the token price of One Harmony is also increased by 17.5%. So all in all, you got yield. And on top of that, you were seeing an appreciation in your One Harmony token. Okay, so this video is for Advantage members only. But if you saw this video and you got onto those strategies, you know, I've made some good money so far already on this. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so there's opportunities like this in the pockets of the market, but more often than not, you want to start being careful with your risk, especially your overexposure to the long side, all right? Now you can look at this from a contrarian standpoint and just say, I don't give a shit what's going on in the stock market. I'm just going to go giga long. You can do that. And I think that's also one way to go about trading it, right? But remember that if you are going giga long, right, where are your stops, okay? Because you have to have some defined stop. You can't just hope and pray that you don't get nuked or liquidated, right? So your stop more than likely now has to be about 6.3% down because you've already hit the most key levels right here, which is you broke inside range high, which is 42,500. You're now retesting weekly open right here, okay? So even the weekly open, okay, fine. Maybe you have your stop just below the current low, right? Which is a 1.2% stop on BTC. So you're ideally hoping you do not have BTC pull down here much further. Because if it does, remember we spoke about this potential correction playing out, which is if this is this might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a 5, and then you have somewhat of an expanded flat in here. Okay, so expanded flats, remember, you may have an A right there, a B extends past the wave 5 high, and then you have a deeper C down here. Okay, the C might be finished here, or it might have something lower. And within the C, you generally have, somewhat of a 5-wave pullback. So the 5 waves could be like this within the C, right? It could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. So that means C is completed here. So now what you're expecting is now an impulse out, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you're looking forward to from here. But for that to happen, the counts here have to be right, meaning BTC should not come back below this low right here. If it does, then that means we still have, probably the rest of the C to go down, in which case we may actually head down towards $41,000, which is range low. Okay. So, pay attention to these things, because if you do get trapped in certain situations, at least like, where can I get bailed out? Where am I expecting key support, key buyers to step up? Because you don't want to be trapped in a position where you don't know where your exit is, right? You're just really hoping and praying that, oh shoot, I hope price gets back to me being in profit or me being at break even. And hoping and praying is never a good strategy. So back to the market, all right? Today we see top performer FTT. FTT is still in a pretty decent, sort of consolidation. I would say this is actually a very nice descending broadening wedge. So you can kind of look at this like this, right? And more often than not, I like these descending broadening wedges, because when they start breaking out to the upside, well, you could see some pretty nice pops. So like a measured move of this descending broadening wedge, it's probably something like this. Okay, so that's the measurement. Put this on top right here, right about there. The measured move is about $51. Okay, so from here, I mean, that's, let me see. Oops. Let me flip that around. How much of a move is that? From here to 51. That's about a 17% move, right? So that's pretty darn good if you're looking to trade this thing, right? But once again, keep in mind correlations, BTC versus stock market right here. All right, I'll check out FTM. Let me see here, FTM. Okay, FTM I'm really bullish on. I think the problem is, similar to what's happening in other assets. Similar to what's happening in other assets. Now you see maybe FTM putting in a double top. Obviously that's not confirmed yet, but let's just say you wanted to be in an FTM position, but you're concerned that FTM is going to go down. Well, how do you protect yourself? Well, the best way to protect yourself here is recognizing that if this is a double top, right, and FTM starts heading down, well, then from here, if this is your distribution, price really should not get above this area and trend higher. If it does, that means it's really breaking out, okay? If price breaks below here, then that means it's definitely trending down further. So how do you protect yourself? Well, the best place to do this is here with the stop. We're here with the short, sorry. So your short position is probably something like this. Right? So you place your short here, you place your stop above these two highs, and you say, okay, if FTM breaks out above this area, and I mean like a meaningful breakout, it's probably trending higher. It's probably going to previous all-time high, which is $3.45. If it starts breaking down below this low, right, like this starts breaking down, well, then you can maybe cut your position here or here. You could have your stop, anywhere in the zone if you'd like to. Okay, so these are some of the ways where you can, I don't know, employ some risk management strategies. If you're really concerned about your P&L and you're really concerned about what might happen with FTM. Now, I personally think that FTM is pretty strong. I think One Harmony is as well. But I also know that, relative of their strength to BTC and BTC's strength relative to the stock market, crazy things can happen. Like no matter how strong a coin is, it gets broken by the macro, right? Because when the macro pieces of the world start shaping up against you, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you can have any amount of fundamental news, you will just see a mass like de-risking across the board. And that's where correlations, to the downside, you'll see everything kind of going down together. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. So anyway, that's my thought process right now. Okay. All right. There's a lot of things happening in the NFT world. Yesterday, I talked about the Luna NFTs. There's also some stuff happening in the Polygon area, right? Elfin Kingdom. Let me see here. I'm also looking into this EV token model. Okay. And then let me see here. This is, by the way, a very good article from Jordy. Make sure you guys read it. All right. Okay. I just want to share sort of an inspirational thought for the morning, which is about trading, right? One thing you guys will notice about me is, I have my good days and my bad days trading, but I show up every single day ready to fight the market. Because when you're trading and investing, you are basically in the Olympics of the top of the best, right? Because you are basically in a almost in a tough environment, right? Where it's zero sum. Everybody's fighting for the money that you have, and you're fighting for the money that other people have, because some people might have different positioning in the market. So the point is, you're going to battle every single day. And to go into battle every single day, you have to have resilience. You have to have strong mental fortitude, and you have to just be willing to make sure that you have your tools to fight every single day. And in the markets, our only tool that we have is capital. So make sure that you guys never put your capital at risk to the point where you blow up your entire account. Because if you blow up your entire account, you got nothing to fight with. You're just a dude in the middle of the field who's about to get stabbed. Okay, so don't do that. It doesn't matter how tough things get. It doesn't matter how much you're down. Okay, just know that tomorrow's another day, and you should be ready to fight tomorrow as well. And I encourage you guys to kind of write down journal entries, maybe write yourself a positive motivational note or whatever, because the markets can weigh on you. I've had very tough days in the market where it's just brutal losses. Trust me, I have them. Everybody has them, okay? But the fact of the matter is, how do you deal with them? It's like anything in life, right? It's not about, how badly you get knocked down. It's just how many times can you stand back up, right? So same thing with trading. Okay, so keep fighting. This is going to be a great rest of the year, but we're just going to have to go through a hell of a lot of chop, right? That's how you have to navigate the market sometimes. Things are just tough. Okay. All right. One of my overall themes for 2022 is I think play to earn games are going to do really well. This weekend, I will be releasing a video about one of the ecosystem games that I've been following and watching. It has some really great play to earn strategies, and it's just kind of started up. I think it's just getting off the ground. So I'm excited to sort of deploy this to Advantage members, because there is a lot of earning strategies in it that all you do is really just kind of, play and hang on to your tokens and hang on to your NFTs, and you get paid for that. Okay, so I'll release that this weekend. And then finally, if you have not watched or read our 2022 predictions newsletter, make sure you check it out, because this is a fantastic look of how myself, Faisal, and Austin, we go about navigating the waters of the US stock market as well as crypto, and how we think things are going to pan out for the rest of the year of 2022. Okay. So make sure you check this out. There's a lot of really good alpha in here for stock market predictions, but then also really good stuff for crypto markets as well. You can see I've laid out a lot of stuff in here. So make sure you check it out. I think you guys will like it a lot. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? Anything else I can answer? Anything y'all want me to look at? Okay. Sounds good. All right. Thanks everybody for joining. Y'all take care. Have a good rest of your weekend. Let's see what the markets give us. I will obviously stay active in the Discord channel. Thank you everybody also for contributing in the Discord side. Remember, we opened up this new questions channel for those of you who have just basic questions that others can maybe answer. And if others cannot answer them, I will answer them. This entire community, I want to say, is it's really a no judgment zone, right? Everybody's welcome to join and contribute, and there are no such thing as dumb questions. You're all learning. We're all learning together. Crypto itself is a space that grows every single day. Okay, so things change. You're going to have questions, and we're going to grow together, and we're going to generate good returns together if we just pay attention to what's happening in the markets. All right. Awesome. Cool. Well, that's about it. Make sure you guys check out the NFT gaming chat area. Tons of really good stuff, being talked about. Fluff World, we have Krabata, we've spoken about, I think NFTtrader.io. There's a lot of different tools that we even mentioned in here. So yeah, make sure y'all pay attention. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Take care. We'll catch up soon. Cheers.